What's going on, fam? What's going on, fam? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Everybody good? I'm about to go in. Good morning, good afternoon. Clearly it's good evening. Oh, how y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? This is gonna be a long one for me. I'm gonna see if I can stretch this out for a couple hours because we got a lot to talk about. But first, y'all already know how we do this. And we will have people calling in. I already got this set up. There's people that gonna do their little vent sessions as well. All right, Troke, what's going on? Michael, let's chat. Your chooch, my guy. Mika, what's going on? That's my son's middle name. Just waiting on that NALC contract. I'm going to address that. I'll try to leave it to other people, but we're going to address that. All right. Gabrielle Otto. I don't know if I said that correct. DF Hutton. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up there, sir. I'm really going to get from around these parts. Amanda, how are you? I was about to say, you look like you ready to throw hands. No, I just heard some foolishness today. I try to stay out the limelight because I rhyme right. But we going to address the realness. What it do from East St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah. A lot of people see the Ark in St. Louis and think, oh, it's a beautiful place. You go one block outside of where that's located. It's straight thug gangster hood. Gangster. Jay been around the country. Jay been around a little bit. Sure did. I could do this because this is what I do. How likely do you think the rural side go to one pay scale? Corey, I'm glad you asked that. If you stick around, I do have at my disposal a rural carrier vice president. So he may jump in the chat, may be able to help you with some of that information. All right, I'm trying to get back around them parts as soon as I can. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Illinois. Oh, Illinois. Dude, that St. Louis scene in Vegas. Yeah. Gracie, how are you? $5 increase for mail handlers. You know, I didn't hear anything about that. It wasn't something that I was looking. You know what I just realized? I came in the house and didn't turn my AC down. I'm hot. Y'all excuse me for 1 second. Today I'm wearing pants. They're swimming trunks. This ain't a background, so y'all know. Yeah, it is. St. Louis is not that bad. St. Louis got some thugs in St. Louis, but whew. Man, there's so much that I want to address. I'm going to address this elephant in the room. Whew. I didn't want to, but growing the beard back a little bit. I gotta go to my brother's wedding. Yeah, I didn't really want to grow this thing back. Kind of look old. Someone made a statement, very disappointing statement. And let me give you a backstory. All right, for those that don't know, I've been doing this for almost 5 years. I went through all the hell being damn near fired and basically getting the voice of the voiceless. For everybody else that has quit YouTube, I've made it cool to do this thing. So when I hear other creators on there, I usually big them up. If they're doing a good job, I listen to what they got to say. I listen to everything. I'm that person that got the ear to the ground. And then when I call people out, it is what it is. Or I'll leave them alone and let them do their thing. Now, I heard somebody make a comment today, and it was very disturbing to me, and I'm going to address that comment. And it is what it is. But it seemed to me it was a very angry comment about nothing. And the comment had to be, oh, shit. Person says to the public, now this individual has a platform and tells the public, do not use the United States Postal Service for your ballots. Now, here's the thing. Y'all don't know, nobody knows who Jay votes for, what my beliefs are, because I leave politics out of my show. I bring everybody together. I don't do anything that's divisive. I may talk shit about one craft, but that's kind of what I do. That's what I did. I make sure that I make this fun, and I bring the controversy to my channel. But one person made a comment today to the public, to you guys, and said, do not use the United States Postal Service for ballots. When a person with that type of following says that, you've eliminated public trust. A statement undermines the public confidence in the USPS's ability to handle election mail. When in fact, the video that I recently put out was this is how the whole country, us, the United States Postal Service, was how the whole country got information about politics from one side to the other. They were not able to know who won the election until the Postal Service was able to transmit the ballots from one side of the country to the other. Let's do some homework. Let's do some research, because the country was split right down the middle. Physically, it really was. So we play a big public part in the role of the election. Hence, they created the Hatch Act. Tell us, mind our damn business. Do not try to influence the election. When you speak about that, you undermine the public confidence in the United States Postal Service to ability to handle election mail. Potentially can lead to decreased voter turnout and the trust in the electoral process. Now you're contributing to a story. It has a negative impact on our reputation. You cannot sit here and ask people for 99 cents to be donated to you if you're going to sit here and try to impact our reputation, especially being that you're a carrier. Negative comments from a postal worker damages the reputation of the United States Postal Service, which prides itself as being a reliable, essential service, especially during election. Community confusion. You cannot wear one of our shirts and say, hey, don't use us. Misinformation causes confusion amongst voters about the reliability of mail-in voting. One of y'all go get him. Go get him. Go get Matthew Dover and have him watch this. Leading to potential delays and complications in election process. See, I'm not a young kid. I've been through many elections, way back to the Reagan days, before Reagan to the Kennedy. I'm not a young man. I know what the election means, and you'll never hear me say who I want to vote for, but I will not sit here and try to influence my vote on any one of you. No, that's not my job. My job is to pass information about the post office to you, not to try to convince you not to use the post office. Legal implications. This dude need to hear this. And if he don't watch this, well, maybe you want to translate this to him. Violation of the Hatch Act. The Hatch Act restricts the political activities of federal employees, including the United States Postal Service, for engaging in political activities while on duty, in uniform, or using government resources. Advising against using the United States Postal Service for election mail could be seen as partisan activity, especially if it influences the success or failure of a political party or candidate. Disciplinary actions. Violations of the Hatch Act can result in disciplinary actions, suspension, removal from federal service, etc. The USPS Ethics Office, ethics, something that I had to sit here and fight through just to get this cool. Okay? Just so we can have a voice. Just so we can have a voice to talk freely. 4 years ago, this wasn't like this. I sat here and battled through all of it, sitting in front of inspectors, so that we had this voice. Office of Special Counsel oversees the compliance with the Hatch Act and imposes penalties for people that make silly statements. Chasing clout, making videos back to back to back to back that make no sense. That defeats the purpose of what I do. I don't sit here just make videos just because I want to be clout chasing. Everybody knows who I am. And I never needed to do that. I didn't ask you to vote for me. I didn't ask you to subscribe to me. I asked you to pay attention, listen, take the information for what it's worth. If it's good, use it. If it's bad, get rid of it. But I ain't sit here and pass on false information or try to influence you to think otherwise. It's crucial for postal workers to maintain a non-partisan stance, especially with our platforms, to uphold the integrity of the United States Postal Service, especially during election seasons. If somebody's so angry and continues to do that, they could face legal and professional consequences. Jay sat here and been through all those consequences already. I don't have to hide my ego when I talk because I know the consequences. I know exactly what I need to do. I'm literally sitting 2 doors down from an inspector. My office is 2 doors down. I don't speak out of my ass. I don't speak for people to watch me. Come watch me. I'm going to make some stuff up. No. But when you make a statement like that, when you have such an impact like that, you can influence people's minds and change people's opinions. You've already changed a lot of people's opinions because Jay talks. You got people sitting here talking to Jay. Hey, man. When you get on here, make sure that you tell us which union contract you're talking about. But I go back in my own videos. I love it. And I started going through my videos and I used to say, what? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I never had to mention APWU, NALC, rural carrier, before I said the word contract. You can only fit but so many words in a title. But because people were eating vegetables. That's what I say, vegetable. Then one person keeps talking about broccoli every day. I'm using an analogy here. Broccoli every day. Then all of a sudden, when I speak about contract, they're like, no, you got to say which vegetable you're using. I don't have to do anything like that. I'm not going to change my style because somebody else has fed you something continuously. And the funny part is they fed you something and you still don't know nothing. I said it, you know nothing, not a thing. I went back 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. I've watched every one of the videos. Tell me, any one of you, what have you learned about your contract? From the National Association of Letter Carriers. What have you learned except for it's coming soon? I don't chase clout. I never needed to chase clout. Follow my videos, go back in history. You know nothing, not one thing, but you watch the videos the second he puts something up. Nothing. There's nothing burgers. There's literally nothing coming out of that. You don't know what you're making per hour. You don't know how many days you're going to work. You don't know if you're getting more annual pay. You know nothing, not one thing. I didn't come on here lying to you when I started this. I came on here to give you information. I've been doing that since my first video to the last video. But when somebody takes advantage of the platform that I helped create, I got a problem. And fuck what he's telling you. I got a problem when it comes down to my election because the democracy that we have here in the United States of America, the place that we all call home, cannot be influenced because somebody's angry and trying to misinform people. So for that angry, unfortunately, you've gotten zeroed from Jay. With that being said, let's continue. Silliness. Anyway, did you guys hear about the 15 million that the APWU won? That is amazing. They put in a grievance in regards to people from 2018 up until 2022 or 2023. They have these full-time flexibles. I guess that's what they call them, full-time, part-time regulars. I don't know, whatever they call them. And for 50 people, that is amazing. $15 million. Now, the math didn't math from like that's $300,000. $300,000 a piece? I can't see that. It just seems a bit much. But, you know, we'll see how that plays out. And let me, just so we're sure exactly what it was. The position, it's not a PTF for that specific craft. Oh, man. History. Bear with me. I'm going to find it. I want to be sure. The maintenance division, it's called part-time regular. Right there. Part-time regular. I know it's backwards, but that's what they call it. They call it a part-time regular. It's weird. It's the postal service for you. Part-time regular employees in the maintenance division. So it took them from 2018. Here we are in 2024, 6 years later. 6 years. And I guess it makes sense. 6 years, if you divide 300,000 by 6 years, maybe it makes sense, right? I can't do the math. I think that's extra 50 grand a year, maybe, right? 50 times 6 to cross the I, dot the T. Yeah, sure. So, I lost my screen here. I can't find it. When my son is not here, I'm totally apologize. Ah, you chooch. Want to give me a call? There it is, right there. I'm passionate about the USPS as a whole because I got family in every single craft, except for the rural carriers. I have no idea what they do. It's weird to me. Let's see what we got here. Yo. What's going on, sir? How you doing?
Hey, I'm here, ready to go.
You ready to go? You got some words you want to talk about? What do you do? What do you do for a living?
This is your man Chooch, 18-year letter carrier.
18 years.
18 years.
That means you on the old pay scale.
Yep. That's what they tell me. As a believer in equal rights for all and the elimination of Table 2. I want to see everybody prosper in this joint. I'm kind of in the middle of postal life at 18 years. I still got a ways to go. So.
Okay. So talk.
But we're talking about, we got something to talk about, don't we?
Yeah, man. I mean, you a letter carrier, man. To me, I think it's a slap in the face.
Yes, sir. When this guy hit the street today, I check in, see what you got going on your page. I check in with my man Nick, and I kind of keep my eye on this particular angry gentleman that we all know so well. I'll tell you, he had that back. I believe it was the second one he put up, and I just see him come on and say to the camera, to his 10,000 followers and whoever else might come across that page, do not use ballots to vote. And it's like, you do work for the Postal Service. You have been here almost as long as me, as far as I know. I think he's got 14, 15 years in.
Yeah, he was actually a clerk before that.
He was, yeah. There was some clerk work in there. But you're sitting in the truck. You got your Tennessee hat on. Clearly, we know that truck. So we know you're sitting in the truck. You're on the clock. You're going to say you're on your break or whatever bullshit you want to say. But you're out of your freaking mind, dude, for saying what you said today. I am highly offended.
Wow.
Seriously, cuz I would punch you in the face if I had you in front of me right now, and I'm the least violent person you'll ever meet. But you set off a bonfire. You stoked such a freaking gaslighting effect by saying what you said today. In that little teeny 1 minute of time, you managed to put out more garbage. You managed to do more than you did on every video you've put up to this point in that one short video, saying what you said, because my brain immediately went to, I want this guy to, I want him to be reprimanded immediately. I hope that someone in his area is seeing this.
Wow.
I never want to see anybody's livelihood affected, but that's Hatch Act. I pulled it right up. That is Hatch Act. That, to me, that literature that the Hatch Act shows says that he stepped on the Hatch Act hard by being in that uniform, being in that truck. And sorry, I'm a Philly guy, so we kind of say it in this way. You're a fucking numbskull, cuz. You're a fucking numbskull for doing what you did today. So I don't know if you're going to pull it down. I'm amazed it's still up right now, but you got some nerve, my man.
That should be totally offensive to every single postal worker here. What he's saying is that the letter carriers, he's saying that the truck drivers, he's saying that the mail handlers and the clerks can't do their job, that you're not trustworthy. Don't trust us to move ballots. And I see things behind the scenes. I've watched how controlled they do the ballot control. They make you guys put those ballots in a special case that usually says with a placard that says ballots on it. And they make sure that those ballots, when they place them on the truck itself, on the tractor trailer, that they are placed in a specific area in the back of the truck. When it gets to the plant, then the mail handlers take that, they look for that specific ballot, that specific case with the express mail as well. And they control this stuff just like the express mail. And then they put it all together. That stuff is controlled from beginning to end. I've been to the places to go pick up the ballots before they actually mail them out, to actually picking them up and bringing them back. So to say, do not trust the United States Postal Service for using ballots, if you got one bad apple somewhere in the country, 2, 5, 10, they're not gonna, you cannot sit here and just slap us in the face while wearing our colors, while utilizing this place to throw a little extra $50 in your pocket. It's a slap.
Beautifully said. Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely. Go ahead. This is your world, Squirrel.
Yeah, a little bit more. Okay. So, fifth election for me since being a postman. 44 years on this earth. So, I've been voting since I was 18. I will, go in person. I've done mail-in and I've done in person. What you just said about the scrutiny that has been put on these ballots over the last, couple elections, to say that this one is, the juice and the heat is turned up extra. They are in our office. They are photographing every nook and cranny of the office. There's a woman and a man in there taking photos. Our supervisor and our postmaster tells us every day, guys, you need to make sure every piece of political mail is endorsed and put in this bin up here. If you come back with a ballot, you guys need to come to us directly, and you will not leave the building until that ballot has been photographed or photocopied. Like, this is stuff that has not been done before that they're doing now, because this is being done in the name of keeping our reputation as clean and professional as we can. So that's where, being around a little bit longer and seeing how past ones are done, and now where we're at now, this is like nothing I've ever seen in terms of how deep they're going. And this knucklehead, again, I'm calling you a fucking knucklehead. You made that video today saying, don't trust the Postal Service. Don't do it. Don't use the ballots. If you want your ballot to be, if you want your vote to be heard, don't use the ballots. Don't mail it in. Don't use the job that provides my livelihood.
That's unreal.
Scumbags.
That's unreal. There's a lot of states. I mean, that's to the old people that can't get out the house. Again, I don't like to turn anything into political because this is not political because
Absolutely.
I have my own personal opinions, but it's the democracy about where we're at. It's utilizing a platform that, I tried to make it so that people had a voice. And to use your voice in such a manner is very disgusting. You can talk about whatever you want, but the moment that you discourage people from utilizing a service that pays my bills and makes people look and fret at us, come on now. People out here just turning around trying to shoot people up for no reason. And I know for a fact that postal workers get a bad rap when it comes down to public and the voting. And people look at the postal worker, the carriers especially, and they kind of fret their face up if they believe the fact that you are one of the bad ones. You could be the perfect carrier, but they believe you're the bad one because of all the, information about, oh, we throw mail away or we lose mail or whatever it is. Do not go and reinforce that. Don't go reinforce it. It's pure madness. I just can't see why somebody would feel comfortable talking about that.
This needed to be said immediately tonight. Appreciate that you did this and you got on this right away, because I don't know at what point maybe somebody who monitors YouTube videos, that's management, watches this, sees this, maybe eventually someone stumbles on it. Maybe somebody did say something to management in the world today to say, hey, this is a hatch thing like that this guy's doing. So, but this you got the following one here. You should have plenty more following than that guy ever did. And thank you for doing what you do and keeping it factual and keeping it non-political. And he more or less did keep his boundaries to just kind of bad information. But today he completely did a 180 on all of that stuff he did from before. And you look at his description of his video, and he said, "Don't take anything I say too seriously." Like, cause you gotta get that off your page, or you just gotta just duck out of this thing altogether for putting that out there. Like you're just like, I'm just a little angry, and I'm just putting these videos out. Like, no, you're giving such a freaking bad image now to everything that we push hard for in this place. So, adios, cuz. Adios, as far as I'm concerned.
There it is. And just so you guys know, this is one of the carriers that, he be in my chat group. Because I talk to a lot of carriers, hence where I get a lot of my information from. I do have a vice president of one of the unions in my chat group. We get real information. We don't make this stuff up. And if I see it, I let it ride with other people. But I'm not going to share bad information. I got some information today. Some people emailed me some stuff. I shared it with these guys. And, we kind of went through it. And so, it wasn't worth me putting out, but it was about your contract. It was a lot more detailed than you'll ever hear for anybody else, but it just wasn't worth starting something new and having people go into uproar. This is where, if you're doing this just because you want to make some extra money, great, say that. But ruining the reputation of your fellow brothers and sisters, can't do it. My daughter's a carrier. I can't fathom. And she's a carrier in an area that does mail-in ballots. I can't fathom somebody looking at my child sideways. My sister, same thing, in an area. Somebody just, hey, you one of them fuckers that you throwing away. We don't trust you fuckers. People crazy nowadays. They're crazy.
Yep. I got another side note here.
Keep it going.
Management in the morning talks, is telling us that, guys, if you have a piece of political mail and you know your route well, and you know that it says we're current resident, but you're aware that maybe that particular customer is not part of that party, just to make sure you're not stoking any trouble out there or having any disagreements. Obviously, don't engage anybody in anything political. You know better than that. But, they're saying that be careful about if you deliver a piece for the opposing candidate, because that's what's happened now. People are getting mad at just the idea, so they're writing notes on it saying, "I'm not voting for this asshole. Return the sender," and they throw it back in the box. But again, we all work and live in different areas. So I'm from the crazy section of Philly, but I deliver in a very affluent suburb. So everybody's pretty cool, but I have gotten political pieces back that say not voting for him, not voting for her, la 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 la. And I'm just like, I can't get all you have to do is write refused on it and put it in the bin. But what management is really saying now, more than they've said ever before, is the idea of just anything that has to do with hurting the post office's reputation when it comes to us handling those ballots. And my man, again, he just did all that in 1 minute today, to put out there for however far his reach goes. And we know, it definitely hits a lot of screens. It definitely hits a lot of screens in one day. We see what kind of viewership he gets. So, again, folks, don't drink the Kool-Aid. I hope you're not. I hope you realize that what he said should make you stay the hell away from his bullshit. Go on, Jay.
Oh man, I love you, Chooch. Oh man. Yeah, it was a full-fledged discussion this morning, and Nick was in it. I was teaching a class, and I was like, what is really going on here, man? It's one of those things where you hear things and you kind of just let it ride, in my opinion. But after a while, it just brewed on me. I was like, this doesn't make sense. Why would somebody that works here sour our own name? I know you guys deal with too much when it comes to the political mail. The pressure's on every postal worker at this time of year. I can't say for no reason, but if you go in the extra mile and the extra scrutiny and the extra bull crap from the supervisors, and they go overboard during this time of year, I get it, but you don't want to sit there and then have to deal with more foolishness. It is just unnecessary.
Man.
Keep going.
I'll tell you, it's just approaching the 9 o'clock hour where I am, and got a nice easy 8-hour day today. Big ups to Yaga on that one, 8 hours. But my hand is sore from endorsing all the political. Like we're not really big on the pen and paper much anymore. But when those ballots come back every election year, we got to bust out the pen and the Sharpie, and we're endorsing it because a lot of pieces come through. And there's vacant, there's old residents. So you're making you're spending that extra time, and and management knows, hey. If you're telling us to take our time and be careful out there, you remember that this political mail takes extra time to handle. So don't go giving us the story about, you should be back early today. And I said, no. He said, we're doing a little extra time out there today, paying attention to our jobs just a little bit harder. And I said, you got to watch out for the ballots too. You got to make sure that you're not just putting them in outgoing circulation. I said, sometimes even the experienced, let alone new people, you gotta constantly remind them, that ballot stands out from every other piece of mail. So make sure you're setting that aside. Make sure that, you're reminding yourself, put that over here, not in your outgoing tub. And, I just been doing it for so long, and I just never got to a point where today it just got me to this point of management couldn't get me this hot if they tried all these years. This guy got me to this level today with that itty bitty video. I can't believe it's still up right now.
I got a good news while we're live. Yep. I appreciate you. You know who you are. I just got a text message from such and such. He texted him to take the video down. So he took the video down at 8:54. So if you're looking for the video, that's why people say it must not be up there. So you know who you are. I appreciate you. I guess he has a very, you must know him very well. And let him know. Thank you for that. But again, I appreciate that because it was bothering everybody, man. It was just not nonsensical, man. But yeah, anybody else want to give Jay a call? And I mean, I could listen to Chooch all night. This is a up north thing for me.
You know what? I think I've gotten everything I need to get in. I'm so glad to hear that it is down. Like a minute ago, you're saying that thing came down. I'm going to check it myself. And obviously, I know you, I believe, and whoever that was that got word to him, it's about 9 hours too late. It's about 9 hours too late, my friend. Should have never been up in the first place.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Yeah.
But this is a vent session. Any of y'all know my number? Feel free. Anybody reach out. I got some more stuff I want to talk about, but it's over him. How we hear him. Oh, now you hear him.
I dare you to top me. Call in and top me. Go ahead. I dare you. No, I really, in all seriousness, again, you provide more laughs and more fun and more information all in one shot. That it's very impressive what you do, and I just sit there and watch this stuff, and it's just the same monotone, repetitive, view clouding, everything you want, everything that we're saying, and and yet, it draws you back to say, well, what's he going to say next? That's like the same kind of thing that went down with Howard Stern when he started his thing. Like, why did people that hated him listen to him? Why did people that loved him? And the answer was for both. I want to hear what he's going to say next. So that's kind of what keeps us from watching you. But after today, I'm not going to have to worry about that anymore. I'm done, and I hope a lot of the rest of you out there are done.
Well, no, I'm hoping that he learned a lesson behind that, because honestly, I know there's other things and there's other consequences, and I wish nobody had to sit in front of a thing like I did, inspectors and all that foolishness that I had to go through, because it was a lot. Just to say, hey, what we can do, and people kind of follow suit. That's great. Speak your mind. It's freedom of speech. That's great. But we don't beat up democracy in the United States of America. That's just something we don't do. It really ain't.
Hey, fucking man.
But
thank you, sir. I'm gonna let you move on to the next subject and next caller, and much appreciated.
I think everybody's scared now.
I'm a sweetheart. Believe me. I said the one thing that I take seriously more than anything. I got my family. I got few close people to me. I got that job, and that job means the world to me. And we bust our asses, and then it doesn't seem to get any easier. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I want to see things get better. I don't know if they're going to, but I accept that that's my job, and I'm not going to be able to do anywhere nearly as good as I can going anywhere else. So I'm in it for the long run, and I ain't going to let anybody fuck with it.
Right. Hey, I got a question for you while you're here. Somebody asked me, it might have been one of you guys, for all the contracts that you've ever had, and I'm sure you've had a few.
Yep.
Is this the one that's taken the longest?
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you get previous contracts? There's a breakdown of the previous four that show how many days in between ratification and the start of negotiations. Yeah, this one definitely is the lengthiest.
Okay. Yeah, I think I might have sent that to you. I don't know.
Listen, you throw up a lot of different stuff, but yeah, I've definitely seen that on my time, and I definitely probably seen that on your watch too, where you put that up there and it showed each amount of days rising from the one furthest back to the one most recent. Each time the days climbed.
So, whenever your contract was finalized, let's say that they said, hey, whatever day it was finalized. How long did it take between the day that it was finalized before it was implemented? Do you remember that? Give or take.
Now that's going to take me a minute to look back on to say when everything took shape, because when you're knee deep in the carrier work, you say to yourself, and now, this whole thing has opened my eyes to really, really paying attention to every detail, and like I said, I've been in a pretty peaceful station. We don't have too much clapback, with management. We do pretty good for the most part, but you still got to keep your eye on the prize. You still got to make sure that things are being done right. But in terms of that particular question, in terms of that date from A to B, I would have to look at that. Unless someone on here right now maybe can.
That's not a. I'm just trying to look for like an idea. So once they agree to the contract, you've been through back pay, maybe about 6 or 7 times, right? Give or take.
Yes.
In your time. How long do you think how long does it usually take for you with the whole back pay or retro pay? Has it always taken months?
That took a minute to come through from when I know that for a fact. That don't happen immediately. That takes a minute for that to come through. If I can remember, like seeing just cracking open his pay stub the one day and saying, "Oh, there it is," it shows on there at the bottom that contractual increase and back pay. So it does. You don't get it right away. We all hope we would.
Yeah, I remember. I think one took shit. I remember. I think it was we got it ratified, and I want to say it came. We were hoping it would come, and I think it just popped up in like the 3rd week for us in November. But it took about 5 months, maybe to 8 months.
It wasn't weeks; it was months.
Yeah, it's a long time. So for the people that are watching and they're waiting and then think that, oh, well, we get this and this is going to happen immediately. That is not how this happens. If they say we finalize this contract, again, they're going to say we agree to a contract, maybe. But you guys are supposed to be voting on the contract, isn't it? If they put it.
Yeah. I said, well, if that thing ever comes, we waiting. And, again, we talked all day. We're talking to our group the whole day, and, my man Angry's putting out these videos like it's coming, and JH is on there saying, guys, I know the routine. I've been around a long time. You're not going to see anything in an election year that's true. They're not, and if something even gets done, we're not going to see the change take effect until this whole thing is done. Happy holidays. There's no contract.
That I tried to, and when I speak about that, people get upset. They go to the pretty lie instead of listening to the ugly truth.
The ugly truth. Yes.
You want to hear something that's not real. I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
I'm with you, and again, I know that it's the feeling of saying we're so far behind. I don't want to feel like I have to wonder which bill I'm paying this month, because I hear that and I feel that, and again, I'm sitting there saying I'm a product of the Table 1 generation that says they gave me this at the time they made me regular. They gave me this, so but it still doesn't feel, nothing ever feels like enough. Nothing. Not to anybody for how long you've been there. It never feels like enough.
Right.
But at the same time, I remember what our man D said about what 2013, what Table 2 pays on FERS compared to what Table 1 pays for FERS. Each paycheck. It's unbelievable. That opened my eyes to something to say, I'll gladly level that out to make sure that we're all paying the same thing. I mean, it's $93 for Table 2, and it's like $17 for me. I don't, that's an atrocity. I don't know. I would totally give that back to level that out with Table 2.
And that's just it. A lot of people don't realize that I went through the anxiety of wondering, and I didn't go through nothing nearly as long as you, but I've been through it so many times. I used to argue with my craft director, man, when the hell are we going to get this? And I'm thinking things, back when I started, I was like, I'm thinking things are going to magically appear. I was thinking that, and didn't realize I'm at the post office. Things don't happen overnight, just like he said. And I would be angry at him, and he's telling me he has no control. I used to, what are you good for? And I was arguing with the wrong person. There was nothing that they could do. There's too many people that are involved in this for us to think that something is just going to magically happen. And unfortunately, because yours was supposed to have been done the beginning of last year, right? 2023. I remember first putting out videos about your contract last year before it expired. Now I'm talking about ours this year as it expires. What? Ours expired 5 or 6 days ago. It's just the repetitive cycle. And for those that stick around, you'll see the cycle.
It's a vicious cycle.
I wish I could take my camera outside. Y'all know that hurricane thing is going on. I can hear it.
Up your way too.
Yeah, wherever I live, somewhere. But I hear the wind, man. That thing is just whipping. Had an iguana take me out. Just so people know, I made it through with the iguana. I called the fire department, and they came out. The bomb squad, the CIA, the FBI, and they came, guns fully drawn. They lured the iguana out of my house because he took over. He took over the house. He was in my couch and he was watching TV. And they lured him out and they took him away. And I had to come and disinfect the house. But I sent the squad in to make sure that he didn't leave any of his children here. But you guys are laughing. That was traumatizing to me, man. I was like,
He's the master of the pivot.
You see that, right? Like I did that. But I was like, what the hell happened here, man? Remember I sent these guys the video as it happened. Oof. Yeah, Godzilla. It was dead. See? Somebody said it was Godzilla sitting at my house.
It wasn't no baby.
No. Shh. It was, man, it was bad. It was bad. But,
thank God you're still here.
I saw my life. When I turned to go out the door, the reason that the camera cut off is because he took me out. He tried to take and started dragging me backwards, but I made it. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make it up as it goes on. But I appreciate you, man. Anytime you want to chat, feel free. Anybody that got my number, feel free to jump on in here.
Absolutely.
Let me see.
Glad to be of service, and I'm glad. I'm amazed that it finally got to him. I had a feeling that either once this began, or maybe by tomorrow morning, as he was having his morning coffee, that it was going to be down. But it's a little late either way.
Yeah.
But thank you. I appreciate you. You're the best.
No, I my people over here he texted me. Told him to reach out to me. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm just a little vexed about it. But we'll see how it plays out. All right. And I don't know. Boom.
Yep.
Love you, brother.
You go ahead. Keep going.
All right. We're going to shut this down because I can't read. All right. Bye.
Take it easy, bud. I see.
Oof. All right. So we back on this. I really wish I knew how to do this without my son. All right. I still don't. Bear with me. I can't figure. I don't know where the words are. There they go. There they go. MJ. Yeah, I've got a couple alligators here, but they're never sitting in front of my door. I own 3 snakes, and I used to breed and sell. Yeah, I love snakes. They're easy. They're docile. That thing there is his hands. I don't know if you guys saw it. His hands were like this big. He was Godzilla. I mean, I may be a little silly, but I should have touched it. MJ, you crazy. He would have taken out the iguana for free. Shit. Flying to Florida next week. Gracie, go for it. After all that storm. I came to, all right, I did my care regarding giving union dues to have more in pocket, a new carrier table too, and I'm considering opting out to save over $700 a year. Hard to battle decide. Oof. I don't wish people to leave any union. I wish people to think about how it affects you. Okay, the union, I've always said, as a whole is powerful because you want to have them to negotiate for you. Your locals is really who represents you. Now, if you got a local president that's trash, you got a local VP that's trash, if your steward at your office is trash and you don't have a contract, what is the reasoning? You know, you guys, if you're working against me and you're with management, yes, I can see why people don't want to be part of the union in that scenario. But that would be just you, your opinion. That's one. Okay, cool. They only lost one person. But as a whole to walk out, now you're crippling the whole union system, which then puts management at a higher foot. In a scenario like this, you need the union to have a stronghold. We don't even know what's going on with that. So again, it's a personal choice. There are ways to opt out the union for your union dues. If it works for you, then do it. If it seems like they're benefiting you, which in the long run they do, then stick with it. But again, about the union dues, it's a personal choice. A lot of people ask me, can we join the APWU? APWU is craft specific for the crafts that they cover. NALC is specifically for their craft. The rural carriers have theirs. And I heard that the ARCs have one as well. And the mail handlers have theirs. So a lot of people will swear by the union. If you got a pit bull, I've had some that have talked on here. There's some people that when you listen to them talk and you see what they do, you're like, man, take my money, please. I want this bulldog to have my back. And those are the people that inspire you. Man, you should run, you should run, you should run. And then you got people where you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes and don't have that transparency. It's like the whole Renfro domino effect all the way down. So yeah, that can be discouraging. So I see both sides. But when it comes down to you and you being in a union, that's always a personal choice. There is a union vice president in this chat. So what does it say? Am I bald? Yes, I'm very bald. Beautifully bald. It was hot in here. I was asleep. I did a class today, and I've had 5 bald people in my class. It's not that many people that time you find bald people in there. I'm bald. I have 8 grandchildren. I earned this. Okay, 8 grandchildren. You see that little bit of beard? That little bit of white? I found 1 gray hair finally. Oh my God. Yo, Jay, bet your son King is playing with the iguana in the back. No. He scared of me. He boy, track star right there. Hey man, where you going? I see dust behind me. He said, "Holy, put that back on, bro." No, James, you did it. I don't get too much sun on the forehead. Oh. No, I thought you had pretty... What, Brett Michaels type hair? You know what I did? I'm an adult. I used to have long hair down the middle of my back. And I've accepted the fact that as I started to go bald, I wasn't going to hold on to it. I don't know how to turn to me. I wasn't going to try to hold on to it. So I cut it all off. I have very long hair. Chopped it right off. Choop. I wasn't going to try and hold on to my hip hop. I accepted it. Bald is beautiful. That's right. Only problem is when I sweat, it go right down into my eyes. I can't see a damn thing. There we go. Damn, Curtis, my man said J-Head looked like Shark Week. You see, I'm an adult. I could take that. I'm gonna take that right now. But when I shut this off, I'm gonna go in the room and cry. But I'll be back on here talking later. Elijah, you real funny. Anybody else? I'm giving you the option to call in and vent. Where y'all at? Actually, I have 2 people in my chat group that are Being a rural carrier, I'm just wondering when they're going to release these vans because the EMA does not cover up the upkeep of my vehicle. Oh, the VMF, Vehicle Maintenance Facility. It depends. So those that don't know about I'm glad you asked that. The next generation delivery vehicles. They're going to be releasing those in combination with some more mattresses, some more, actually not more mattresses, more ProMasters, the new ProMasters. And those are route specific. So you may end up getting one at your station, but they will be assigned route specific first. So I don't know how the routes work, but I know that's what they're telling me. Route number 26 and route number 42 will be assigned to NGDV first. Eventually, they will trickle them all in. That's how that works. So even if you see one at your station, they have already did the measurements, said this thing is tall, so this thing can only go these places. This is the distance. This is a specific for this route. That's how they will distribute them. And the charging stations. Somebody sent me some pictures of charging stations somewhere USA. They're just randomly popping up. It's just wild how nobody had cell phones before. And the first time somebody had a cell phone, then all of a sudden we're using cell phones back to back to back. It just happens. The vans will happen. Yo, T, you should know sometimes you'll make, I don't know anything about pivots. These guys are silly. Any other questions? I figured I was going to go a long time on here, but I don't really have the energy for it. I'm pretty old. I'm going to be in the Massachusetts area in a few weeks. Anybody in Massachusetts? Fox something. Be up there in October. Where the hell am I going? I will be there October 17th till the 22nd. My brother's getting married. I don't know why. But no, I mean, I love the fact that he is. He might be watching me. Oh, good question. Is there any way to speed up hiring process when applying for a CCA position? No. When you do apply, initially, make sure that you got everything. If you got your test, do your test, then just start applying. As soon as you get a response, respond immediately. The faster you respond, the faster you will get responses to move forward. Unfortunately, they have to fill a class. So even if you complete all your stuff and you're ready to go, you're not going to be the only one in orientation. They're going to fill it up, 5, 10, 15 people. So, but again, in order to not stall your hiring process, make sure that you complete everything. I have a video from 4 years ago. Same exact process. Fill out the application, do everything, make sure everything is filled, and you usually receive responses immediately. Never apply to just one office. If you're in a big city, don't apply to one office because you're not the only person applying for that one job. Apply for the position the day it comes out so you're not at the bottom of the list. There's going to be one position pop up, 300 people going to apply for it. So just try to get ahead of the list and your name will be picked usually first. I've been working for the post office for 6 years. I never worked at the most simple, complex place before. That is such an oxymoron. You ain't lying. This is the most easiest, complicated job you'll ever deal with. My job is to pick up a piece of mail and get it from point A to point B on time. That's our job. And safely. Then they start adding more. And safely. Oh, but you got to scan it because people got to know. Oh, you can't sit too long because people got to know. See, that's where it gets complicated. It used to be just here to there. It's weird. Kiefer, Jay, how many years you have in? I started back in 2011. Then I left, then came back. So I don't know if people know this. When I first started my channels, trying to help people get in, I watch people become career employees while I just started my channel. When I first, I wasn't fully career. And I watched people come in, apply, become career. And I'm still sitting there champion. Come on in. And I was like, this is some bullshit. Waiting for myself to come get to the next level, But my postal family, they made it happen. APWU and USPS management close on negotiations. They just started negotiations according to what we're seeing. I do not believe, according to what my Big G, if you watching this, my craft director said, we're not going to hear anything till beginning of next year. It's just ours just expired September 20th. They were in talks for a while. Are they going to really do something this close to the holiday season and voting and finish it and finalize it and ratify it? No, we're not going to see anything till the beginning of next year. I've been working in management close, bringing back your restrictions. Evelyn Seaton. I feel like I know who you are. I have no idea. The name sounds familiar. You have a blessed night too. If you have annual leave, you could request no gaps. Dates very important. I forgot to save you as a contact. Am I missing a group chat? Salty Silver. Email me. Yeah. Email me and I'll get you. Oh, I can done. Now craft is complex. The labor craft is not cheap. I'd give it to March, April time frame. MJ sound like you know what he's talking about. The last one was pretty quick, but didn't think it was an election year. Finesse 316. Thank you about that. MJ, ain't you a rural carrier? When is your contract up? How long do you guys take to get your contract situated? I know yours is totally different than ours. Last one's pretty quick. Didn't think it was an election year. There's too much going on here. All right. Postal family, for anybody that is watching me, if for some reason you have been a member of my channel and you got the information that you needed initially behind the scenes, please do not stay a member. I don't ask for financial support. I don't. The other people in here will. They'll say it on my behalf, but again, I'm not in this for the money. I'm not in this for the clout. I'm in this to pass on information for you. And if the information is helpful for you, that's good for me. That's where my blessings come from. Everybody that's in here that chats with each other, you're passing on information to each other. Your little bit of information changes people's lives. My little bit of information changes people's lives. These people are in here right now helping one person do an application just because they asked me a question. That little bit of information changes people's lives. Think about that. Am I cutting the sound out? Is my voice messed up? Can you guys hear me? Don't make me put the echo on this thing. Be echoing. My mic is cutting out. Uh-oh. I done broke it. Audio check. This is gonna be really loud. Can you hear me now? Yes, I know you. Evelyn, email me. I'm not sure how I know you, but Oh yeah, that's really loud. Oh God, yeah. Maybe it was the foam. You know why my mic was messed up? Because I think that iguana probably came in here and did a live podcast when I was out. Probably got on here, his nails messed up my mic. Evelyn, email me. Postal family, thank you, Elijah. You the man. Salty Silver, my guy, email me. You see that hurricane going on back there, right? No, they shut down the school and my son's not going to school tomorrow. Oh. Had a Shark Week. Ha 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 ha. All right, Postal family. We out. Y'all gonna make me have to buy another microphone. I bought this really cool camera too. Really cool camera. I can't figure out how to use it yet. Get your stinking minds out the gutter. This is my get your mind out the gutter. Get your mind out the gutter. This is my camera. Just looks weird, doesn't it? This is my newest camera. It's weird, isn't it? Goes this way and it turns. It's technology at its. He said it's cutting out again. How about that? That better? Ain't that weird? It's a weird camera. I gotta figure out how to use these things. Get your mind out the gutter. Yeah. See, she laughing. She laughing. Let me go put this back in the drawer. This is JH. It's time for an upgrade. This mic has always done me well. Done me justice. Audio check. Somebody just walks in and says, what the hell they got going on there? All right, I gotta go. I'm out.